A beautiful and successful Dakota Johnson, a handsome and wealthy private equity manager Pedro Pascal, fit, idealistic Chris Evans. Together, they bring us a different perspective on modern relationships. Materialists. The film is inspired by director Celine Song's own matchmaking background, which began when she came to the dream city of New York, couldn't find a job, and during a period of hopelessness, attended a party where the idea of matchmaking started to make sense to her. In an interview with CBS News, Celine Song mentioned that when we go on dates to find love, we evaluate both ourselves and the people we meet through various numerical, verbal, or tangible variables before making a decision. Dakota Johnson plays Lucy, a successful matchmaker who, much like Celine Song describes, tries to find love, or rather the right match, for herself and her clients by evaluating these variables. Of course, we, those watching this video, myself writing it, and everyone else, also take into account such numerical, verbal, and tangible factors in our relationships or when considering potential partners: height, weight, income, and so on. This is perfectly normal. What sets Lucy apart from a regular person, as she herself admits, is that she can't stop thinking about these variables even in her personal life and is unable to separate her work from her private relationships.
Lucy and John had been married and living together in New York, but after a street-side argument sparked by Lucy's comment, something along the lines of, "I don't want to be doing math on our anniversary," they decide to separate. Lucy goes on to become a successful matchmaker. One day, the two bump into each other at the wedding of one of Lucy's clients and decide to reconnect. At that same wedding, Lucy meets Harry, the groom's brother, who is instantly taken with her. After making his first move at the wedding, Harry keeps in close touch with Lucy and does everything he can to win her heart. Their dates go well, and Harry makes Lucy feel valued, so much so that it sweeps her off her feet. But in a relationship, what's more important, giving value or giving time? Of course, the time we dedicate to someone shows how much we value them. After all, we make time for the people, things, and ideas we care about, whether that's supporting our favorite football team or going to the gym to maintain our health. I may sound like I'm contradicting myself here. In modern dating, if you tell someone, "I'm giving you my time," how many people would actually appreciate it? This brings me to what I really want to discuss: the influence of social media on today's relationships and dating culture.
Let's imagine living in a major metropolitan city. The world's largest 100 metropolitan areas average about 15 million people. If we assume we're heterosexual, in my case as a man attracted to women, before social media, my chances of meeting a partner were mostly through my school, neighborhood, or favorite cafe. But now, thanks to social media, I could have a girlfriend living in a completely different time zone. This abundance of options has also increased competition. On top of that, the trends and viral culture we see online have begun to harm both the physical and mental well-being of those who spend too much time there. With the rise of certain trends, some people aim for a Brazilian bikini body, while others chase the perfect inverted triangle physique. Almost every user is exposed to red flags and green flags lists for both men and women. Even if we think we're just scrolling past these posts, standing in front of the mirror later inevitably makes us reflect on them. Leaving aside the effect social media has on our body satisfaction, the perception of having endless options can make the choices we already have feel less valuable or even ordinary. This, combined with social media's influence, pushes everyone to pile on as many labels and attributes to themselves as possible. And if you don't, if you're content with who you are, you're made to feel like you're in the wrong. We see the same mentality reflected in the demands of Lucy's clients in the film. While I criticize this mindset, I also acknowledge that, as human beings, all our relationships involve some form of mutual exchange. Let's not deny it. If I studied at Harvard, am physically attractive, and have a high income, it's reasonable for me to expect similar standards from my partner. That's perfectly normal. This applies even to our family relationships, with perhaps the only exception being the sacred bond between a mother and child.
Of course, it's important to find an optimal point when making demands from the other side. In the film, there's a character who tells Lucy he wants Sophie's job and education, Emily's body and lifestyle, Piper's face and sense of style, and Jane's hobbies and taste in TV shows in a partner. Sorry, but that's just nonsense. Yes, we can ask for certain things in return for what we offer, but this is a perfect example of how social media and even pornography have distorted our perceptions. There's a scene where a character, after a bad date and being harassed, has a breakdown and tells Lucy something like, "Maybe I just don't deserve to be loved." Does everyone deserve to be loved? I think not. Experiencing love and feeling valued in a relationship isn't an automatic right for all 8 billion people on this planet. Don't get me wrong. I believe everyone should have the chance to love and be loved. But here, I'm defining deserving based not on external traits, but on personal qualities. At the end of the day, I believe the trend of always wanting more has gotten out of hand and is harming romantic relationships tremendously. Naturally, this has led to people engaging in relationships that are just for show, like the woman at the wedding in the film desperately trying to portray themselves and their partners as more glamorous, successful, and powerful than they really are. As I mentioned in the video, it's fair to expect something in return for what you offer. If you offer great sex, you can expect great sex. If you bring an impressive academic background, you can expect the same. But if you can't truly provide those things, or you're in a relationship just for appearances, then it's a bad and unnecessary relationship. Personally, I'd rather be alone than in one like that. I hope it's clear that everything I've shared in this video is purely my personal opinion. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.